Okay, so I actually planned this one out ahead. This is going to be kind of funny. I started thinking about some of my camping stories of different things that at least you can laugh and say at least it wasn't me. Um, I think back. I think the worst one, and this was the whole one that even brought the idea about. We were discussing when we were in the store the fun we had when we camped and it became winter. And we were okay with the temperature. I mean, we were able to stay warm still. We had our heaters and all that good stuff. But the snow started becoming a problem because it was very slushy. So, like, you'd be sleeping at night, it'd start snowing, and then the roof would cave in. So, one of you would have to hold it up, and then you'd have to go ahead and figure out how you're going to rig it up, if you had to tie up the sides again, all those good things. I honestly remember one day I needed, I can't remember what I needed out of the tent, but it had fallen in, and it was like the fourth time we're going to have to put it back up. We were both done with it. So I got to belly crawl across the ground trying to get to whatever it was, and all I could think is, I kept hearing him say, "Do you want me to try to lift it?" No, no, no. I got this. It's just right over here. And here I am trying to reach and crawl through mud, I think, even at that point. It was disgusting, but I got whatever I was looking for. But I have to always laugh with our times when we would camp and something like that would happen, or I would flood the gas tank that I was refilling, or the propane tank, and almost blow us up a time or two. At the time, I still smoked cigarettes, and yeah, that was always, hey, watch this. Um, we got to see our little beast in the woods that played hide and seek with us while we were camping. That was great. Up here we have Dogman in our folklore. There's always Sasquatch is another one, but I'm sorry, whatever it was no deer, coyote, bear. We have talked to all kinds of people, DNR, hunters, campers. We were there, and all I know is I don't know any of those things that will play peekaboo with you around a tree and stand up and be roughly about 7 feet tall, but narrow enough that it's definitely not a bear. It was not Winnie the Pooh coming to hug and love on us. It was something watching us, and it was crazy. The eyes. I'm sitting there with Google looking up what reflects what color off of the lights that we're using. It's always good when you go camping. You learn new things about yourself, and you learn new things about the world that have been a thing, have always been a thing. But we never stopped to go, oh yeah, I didn't. Well, when we were camping, we had our motorcycle with us. And at this point in time, we were used to it. My boyfriend knew how to ride it. It wasn't an issue. We knew how to not go on certain roads. You don't go back too far because you get into trails and that. And he had a nicer bike, so we weren't going to go through and attempt that. But one day, I kept hearing a motorcycle. And finally, I turned around and I was going to just get my phone and start messaging him that he needed to get back. And then I realized that, yeah, he was behind me. That wasn't him on his bike. It was somebody, and it was far enough in the distance, and then all of a sudden you heard it stop. But it kind of kept sounding like it might be stuck. So, because we're those people, we're like, all right, well, let's go see if we can help him get out. Because, we've been in those situations before, not with the bike, but cars many times. I was born in Michigan. Let's all say we've been in snowbanks many a days. So we went walking, and we couldn't. There was nobody there, but there was a bike it was right down to the axle on that thing. Like it was in, and I don't even know if it's called an axle on a bike. We're just gonna roll with that. I know minimal on cars, so let's go with that kind of terminology. But I remember this very nice dressed gentleman and a very normal looking woodsy man come walking up. Which one is the one that is driving this motorcycle? Well, of course, it was a very nice dressed man who is actually, I believe he was a YouTuber, and he goes across the country, and he had some very beautiful pictures, very beautiful scenery, and I just kind of had to laugh that, he went out and he attempted something, and in his defense, I guess on most places that's not a thing, but those of us that have ever went Northern Michigan trail riding, yeah, you don't do that. You don't do the attempt, and yeah, the whole thing was just no. So I had to laugh, but the guys were able to pick it up, get it out, and I just remember thinking, That time I was glad that one wasn't me. Usually it is me trying to blow something up. Something's flooded. Something fell apart. Usually, I remember the one time we started a bonfire, and all of a sudden, this basically it looked like a shot of fire basically went streaming out of the fire, and it shot right past my brother's head, I believe it was, and all of a sudden a tent started on fire. Yeah, my father put an aerosol can in there. Oops. Stuff happens when you go camping. So always try to be safe. I hope you have a great night and had a great day, and I will be back tomorrow. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope I at least entertained you.